preparing to live stream. This meeting is being live streamed.
Woohoo! Good morning. Happy Magic Monday from Megan and Michelle.
It's just another Magic Monday.
This could be called M&M with M&M.
Magic Monday with Megan and Michelle. I love that. M&M with M&M.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could do a little rapping like M&M.
Oh, I'm actually really feeling like we could give that to Todd. Like, hey, Todd, will you write us a song and create some music with it, and then we'll rap it.
I think that'd be good. Where Mondays are magic with Megan and Michelle. We may sing like hell.
Todd, we may sing like hell, but the show is
Swell.
oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. And inside here, there's a rapper. There's a rapper. It's not just a candy wrapper. Not just a candy wrapper.
Is she part of your shadow side?
I think so. I think so. I was going to look on my phone. Oh, there it is in my back pocket to see, maybe you could pull us up on Facebook so you can see any comments. When you tune in, say hello. Let us know that you're here and where you're tuning in from.
Yeah, let us know you're here, where you're tuning in from. We have some questions for you all today and would love your advice in what we're doing next, or it's an extension of what we already do. But since we have been doing medicine journey retreats, we get a lot of questions, whether it be from clients or people who are really interested in doing medicine. And we're creating this awesome workshop or masterclass. We're not sure what it's called yet, but something like a masterclass called Plant Medicine Do's and Don'ts. And so we're really going to be supporting people in how do you prepare, because there's so much information out there. And there's lots of people just sort of winging it, right? Just like by themselves in the backyard doing hallucinogenics. And they're like, that was terrible. Well, it makes sense why, right? And so we're really creating this safe container to support people and learning how to prepare themselves for medicine journeys, how to integrate, and how to find a great space that actually allows for your growth and not your trauma. Helps you create growth instead of trauma or fear or something that you don't want. And so in this Plant Medicine Do's and Don'ts masterclass that we're going to be birthing, we'd love to know what some of your questions are. Like, what are you most concerned about? Or if you have already done medicine, what do you feel are some big myths that you wish people understood better? Or for you, or what are some of your greatest questions, things that maybe have held you back from that sort of deep dive into expanded states of consciousness? So we would really love to hear your ideas, your thoughts, and your questions.
Boom. That was good. Well, thanks everybody.
So that's it for today.
You know what? I have a big myth I could actually cover right now. Should I?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a big myth.
Big one. Okay.
Well, and it's that all of the results from medicine is like instantaneous. Like you receive these downloads and it's instantaneous. My experience has been since sitting with plant medicine is that I continually get downloads and downloads and downloads, and like things become revealed to me gradually. I mean, some things were revealed to me in the moment, but things are continually being revealed to me. Mm-hmm. One awareness was around the shadow. Right? Like the first time I went to Colombia, here's what I was saying. Because you hike down into the forest to the retreat center, And our group was late. And so we were hiking down at dusk and at dark. So we don't do that, right? We don't do that typically. That normally doesn't happen. But I was like, in my mind, and I said it to someone, I think it's so interesting that we're hiking in the darkness to go into the darkness. And I said this to another participant, and then I said it to our mentor, Marcy, and both of them were like, really? I don't imagine sitting with grandmother ayahuasca as going into the darkness. And that was like this thinking I was having. And then that's where I met my shadow. And now, which I had no connection with shadow or shadow work back then. And that's what was revealed to me was shadow work. And now it's like, oh, it's such a big piece. But that was revealed to me over a good amount of time.
Right. And so now you're doing so much around shadow work. And it's even what you teach and what you coach on and mentor with. And that was like, as it was beginning to settle in, right? And so I even love that piece where you're saying it isn't all just in the medicine, because you were getting codes and direction and guidance even before the medicine and what you were going to encounter, right? Because for you, it was like going into the womb. There was this the shadow aspect to it, which is not everyone's experience, which is why it's so personalized. It's so personalized. So not only were you getting codes that, hey, this is where the direction you're going in your life, even in receiving the code, then it's almost like you couldn't put it together yet. You weren't, but you were still receiving the codes. Yeah. Right. So much of medicine and the magic and miracles that come from the medicine is prior, it's in, and then it's integration after, right? It's all a whole journey. The whole of all of it is as potent as sitting with the medicine.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And like you're saying, the moment you say yes, the medicine starts working with you.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, so good.
Powerful.
Ryan, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. She said, hi, ladies. Wales, land of witches and dragons and fairies.
Yes. Love it.
Yeah, Nancy is here. Hello, hello. So yeah, and what we're covering is talking about what we're birthing next, which is plant medicine do's and don'ts to support our community and really moving forward with this sort of medicine and teacher with confidence, intelligence, safety, openness, so that you can receive the greatest gifts from it. And so we're coming to our community to get really clear on what are your questions, right? Because we also had our very own questions before we started going in, but now that we do it so often, it's almost like I forget what questions I would have had. But I remember doing so much research and reading and this and that, and getting so many mixed signals, so many mixed information, that it was great to have just had a mentor that supported us all the way through it, which is how we support our clients now. But yeah, we want your help. We want your support. What are your questions? What are your concerns? If you're someone who already journeys, what do you feel like people don't know that they should know? Or where do you think people have misconceptions? One of my favorite misconceptions is that it doesn't do your body very well. Like it's not good for your brain chemistry and your body in general as a health thing. For me, since I started journeying, I have way less anxiety, no depression. It has allowed our brains do become very malleable for days, even weeks after sitting with medicine. And so it's malleable like a child, which means we're wide open to new programming. as opposed to having been programmed with whatever life we were born into. We now have this openness, this malleable brain chemistry that allows for new pathways to be built to restore old pathways that are maybe like stuck in a habit of trauma response. It has reset my nervous system completely. I didn't even understand, this is something that we've talked about when people would say I wasn't comfortable in my body. Well, I never realized I wasn't in my body.
Yeah.
That I stayed sort of just like in the energetic body because I had such nervous system trauma, right? So much nervous system trauma, so much held in my somatic system that to be in the body felt very unsafe and very scary. And so being with these medicines has allowed me to repair that nervous system. It has allowed me to reprogram my mind. So, there's lots of rhetoric out there and there's always pros and cons, right? Of course, there's always pros and cons, and everything has a little bit of truth given what it is that you want to experience. But for me, it has created mental health, physical health, emotional health, not just sitting with the medicine, but knowing how to prepare for it and then integrate it.
Yeah, that's super important. And that's definitely where we go deep is in the prep and working with the medicine and then integrating is it's just so important to understand that these are sacred sacraments. These plant medicines are healers. And if you don't know how to work with it, if you don't know how to prepare and work with it and integrate it, then so much can be lost. So much can be so missed out on. And completely misunderstood. That's why we really, through our experience, it's been so healing and so life transforming. That's what we want for our clients. That's what we want people to have. And so we go into it 200% to create the greatest experience and the greatest expansion possible.
Yeah, and really such beautiful miracles happen when you're partnering with these sorts of plants that are coming straight from Mother Earth, right? They are just so wise. They've been through all of Earth, right? Like, even the mushrooms are quite galactic.
Yes.
Right? And then we have ayahuasca, who is the grandmother of Gaia, there's just so much intelligence that we really get to be prepared to receive that. And any sort of rhetoric that is like, this isn't healthy for you, this is Mother Nature. How could it not be? We eat plants, we eat fruits, we eat vegetables. And so being able to sit with and consume these sorts of plants that hold such wisdom is really an absolute blessing. And so it's why we care to do plant medicine do's and don'ts, so that you get the greatest experience, body, mind, and soul for it. So if you're catching this right now and or the replay, please put in the comments, what are your questions? What are your concerns? Or if you're already into it, what do you wish people knew or that you would have known before? I'm going to check these now.
And just what are you curious about? What are you curious about plant medicine? Yeah, the curiosity for sure. Just post those in the comments below, and Megan and I will be addressing all of those in our plant medicine do's and don'ts masterclass.
Yeah, so you could put them here. You could send us a private message with your questions, and we're going to be addressing them, like you said, in the masterclass. Jessica, who said? Jessica Jolie said she wants to be joining us soon. We will be so excited to have you. Our next retreat, our next plant medicine retreat is July, Ayahuasca Awakening. We still have some spots open for that. So if you know that you have been called to ayahuasca, jump on it. Don't wait. Like if there's one thing I would have done differently, it is to have partaken sooner.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
part sooner to have start the healing that that was created from sitting with ayahuasca. I would have done it sooner. So if you have any sort of curiosity, reach out to us.
And the healing has rippled out, right? So I started the journey, and then I went to Megan, and then her husband Scott, and information that came through for your children has rippled out. And now my parents have sat with plant medicine and they have had their own healings, and that's rippled out to my brother and his family. And it's having a ripple effect. It definitely, when you transform, you create a pathway for those around you to experience that healing and transformation as well. It's not just you.
Yeah.
So good.
So good. Okay, so please support us. What questions should we be answering? What myths would you like busted? Or what do you actually believe that has maybe kept you from the greatest healing journey of your life?
Yeah. Amazing. It's going to be a juicy masterclass for sure.
And it's complimentary. We're doing this masterclass complimentary for our community.
Absolutely. And we'll be putting the details in. Megan kind of froze. Look, she looks all surprised and happy.
Must be frozen because I still see, oh my gosh, I am frozen.
You're not now. We see you now, but you're all surprised and happy. It was you were frozen in a moment of time. We got to see. So we will be putting the details in and how you can get access to that masterclass within the next day or two. So keep watching, but we'll make sure you know all about it.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, everyone. Happy Magic Monday. See you next time. Bye for now.